Hey, big dreamers, this is Liz from Big Dream with Liz. If this is your first time here, this is my channel where I give intuitive advice based on what I love, what I'm good at, and what I think the world needs most, also known as the flavor generator. I have written out what I love, what I'm good at, and what I think the world needs most on these little index cards, cut it up, put them in bags, and now I give advice based on my own life experiences and these three categories. Yesterday, I posted about I don't know the exact date, but about a year ago, I stopped drinking alcohol. So I have been sober for about a year. And a lot of you who have known me the last 10 years, because that's about the amount of time I grew this drinking habit, you might be like, wow, I had no idea that she, of all people, was a drinker, was an alcoholic, was drinking alcohol excessively every night, pretty much every night, sometimes during the day, on the weekends, or if I didn't have to work. And a lot of people view that as a social activity, which it definitely is and can be. But even when I left the relationship that I was in, that no did not cause me to become an alcoholic, but contributed to the growth of that habit. I was still continuing that habit by myself and drinking by myself, which I didn't do for a little while I was living there. I had taken a break from drinking, but then got right back into it and realized the problems that can cause in myself. It blocks my healing, and the person that I'm with now, that I'm engaged to, how that was affecting our relationship together, because both of us were alcoholics. And so we went from knowing each other in one circumstance, drinking together, to another circumstance, drinking together. And both of us have now been sober for about a year. I stopped drinking maybe a week or so after he did, so it's a slightly different date. But I don't know the exact date. I didn't write it down, but I know it was about mid-February of last year. So, what do I love? Cozy clothes and cozy things. What do I think I'm good at? Personal development. And what do I think the world needs most? Love and joy. How can I help you have more love and joy in your life using my skill of personal development and my love of cozy clothes and cozy things? Love and joy. It has been difficult for me to even have joy in my life. I do feel overall that I have the ability to show love to others pretty well, even more to others than to myself. But there's a way to help yourself feel more loved by yourself. And for me, that is by wearing cozy clothes and having cozy things around me, such as candles or artwork or cats. You know, I have a couple cats and they're furry and they're usually cute and nice, sometimes a pain in the ass, but mostly cute and nice. So I have them to keep things light and loving and joyful as well. So a lot of the time, going back to the things that you enjoy, the things that bring you comfort and peace of mind, are the things that can help enhance your feeling of self-love and your ability to then project that outward to others. And hopefully you have a little tidbit of empathy toward other people so that you can also show them what love is all about and joy. I do tend to struggle with joy more often than love. I know they could probably be combined, intertwined, but I tend to have more pessimistic days. And yeah, I mean, I think that the root, it does come down to love and self-love. In order to feel joy, you have to have self-love in order to feel joyful naturally. You can force it all day long if you'd like, but it's not going to be the true source of love and joy. And it's been a journey to realize what has been blocking my joy or my ability to love myself on a deep level, or to acknowledge it, to recognize what it is so I can stop doing it, perhaps, such as drinking too much. And I was numbing the pain of disappointment from my own past mistakes I shouldn't say past mistakes, decisions that I had made that didn't go as I planned, or I hadn't thought through the consequences of decisions that I ended up making before making them. So I rushed into a young marriage. I rushed into relationships after that, and I did not give myself proper time to heal in between relationships, and I did not give myself a chance to feel the emotions I was feeling, or that I needed to feel, in order to address them, confront them, and overcome them. So drowning myself in alcohol and my emotional state, my everything, you're numbing everything that you could be feeling in order to then go, okay, so this is how I'm feeling and why, and then now what? How do I move past it? And sometimes that requires getting therapy, having a counselor or a therapist of sorts that can help you navigate the negative emotions that you're feeling, and to help you, writing exercises are really helpful for that. Just a brain dump of your emotions and just letting it all go on paper or typing it. And that can really be helpful to see when you go back to it. Well, and while you're writing it, I guess you can see what you are dealing with negatively, what you are trying to avoid. And yeah, it's easy to avoid, to push things away, to push things aside that you don't want to deal with because they are uncomfortable. And that's a human nature, to avoid the uncomfortable emotions because they don't feel good. So you want to do things that you think feel good. And sometimes those things that you think feel good are surface level things that don't help you feel good in the long run. They don't help you succeed in life. They don't contribute to your big dreams and your big goals in life. They hinder you. They keep you held back, keep you stuck, keep you in a negative loop in your mind of or a self-pity loop, like, I'm goofed up again. I drank a lot last night and now I feel hungover, and I'm at work and I hate this job, or I can never do anything right, whatever negative talk that you could get yourself into. Oh, I look like crap because I drank too much. That happens too. And so you are automatically causing a negative downward spiral within your thinking process which then becomes a reality regardless of you actually believing those things or not. You just feel bad and shameful that you never did what you really wanted to be doing in your life, so you just stay stuck because it's easy and it feels good temporarily. Like, oh, I look forward to getting off of work today so I can drown myself in alcohol once again and avoid all of my problems and all of my deeper emotions that are screaming out for me to do something about them, but I won't let myself get there because it hurts to do that. And to have, sometimes it's going to take a while. You know, you have a moment where you are really upset, you're crying and everything's heavy, and then the next day you might feel a little better, and then a few nights later, a few weeks later, the same thing can come over you and you have, man, like, I really wish that job would have worked out, or that relationship would have worked out, or I really wish I would have never gotten to be with that person in the first place. I know if I wouldn't have made that decision, none of this would have ever happened, kind of a thing. But everything happens for a reason, I believe. And it's all to teach you to be stronger within your mind, and you can choose whatever you want to choose at any given point in time. But there will be consequences, both good and bad, no matter what you choose. This does not exactly go with the cozy clothes and the cozy things, but I did start off saying, do things that help you to feel good every day, that are good for you. And even cozy clothes and cozy things can keep you stuck in a comfort zone. I know that one well, because although YouTube has been out of my comfort zone for the most part, I'm getting better at it because I've been practicing, and it's not as, I don't get as nervous, I don't feel as awkward with it as I was for the first few months. But yeah, you can get stuck in a rut with just, oh, I love wearing my cozy clothes and staying inside my house and not going outside, not talking to the neighbors, not going on a walk because I don't want to talk to people. Like, I am a natural hermit, a natural introvert, and I prefer being a homebody rather than, like, yes, I want to travel and I want to meet new people, but it also is slightly uncomfortable. So it's easier and more comfortable temporarily to stay inside and to not go do the things that could help you grow. You could be missing out on a lot of things by just staying inside. So, yeah, maybe it's like a baby steps thing. I think for me lately, I've been realizing like my own self-worth more and more, and my own accomplishments, you know, how far I've actually come in life. And a lot of people don't know much about it because I haven't really put it out there too much, and maybe I'm embarrassed for people to find out. I think part of my issue is I was raised in a Christian home, and the perception that I assume everyone has of me is a good girl and a nice girl and a peacemaker, which I've always naturally been, but to the detriment of myself. I was always hoping everyone would accept me, not reject me, and everyone would like me, and I didn't want to disappoint people, so I would mostly please others before considering my own needs and wants and desires, or I would, basically put my own desires aside, not really acknowledge that maybe that's not what I want to do. I mean, a lot of the time I thought I was just pushing myself, like, oh, if I do this, I take this job, I have gained some job experience, and I can put that on my resume, and I can apply to the next job that's more aligned with who I am and what I want to actually be doing with my life. And I have all these other skills from this past job that can go toward this new job. So I was thinking like survival, like, yeah, if I do this thing, that will help me. It's something I can learn. It's another lesson I can learn. Even if I'm with the wrong person, or I have friends that aren't completely aligned with me, but they're cool people, I can learn from them. You know, it's like a And yeah, that's all true. You can learn from every experience that you have, and you should learn from it. But sometimes you keep getting in situations that are not aligned with who you are enough to where you start feeling depleted and depressed, and like, when is it my turn? Or like, am I ever going to meet this person that I, desire in my life? Or am I ever going to travel to this other place that I dream of traveling to? Am I ever going to make the money that I want to make? And am I ever going to lose the weight I want to lose, or whatever, get in shape? I don't know. And yeah, if you keep doing the same things expecting different results, it's not necessarily going to happen, and you might need to shift your comfort zone a little bit in order to get what you really do want. And so little by little, I'm not putting out a YouTube video every single day, and some of that is just balancing. Like, I want to do different things with my business, so I don't want it all to be YouTube heavy. But in the future, I might expand that and do more YouTube depending on how things look. But I've been doing a little bit that is, at first, even just one video was like, no, I don't think I'd be good at that, and I'm uncomfortable, I'm awkward when I talk. I was reaffirming the negative things about myself that weren't even necessarily true. I was just talking myself out of it, making excuses, talking myself out of, no, I can't do a YouTube channel and try to help other people because I suck at speaking in front of people, or I don't look good on video, or I talk funny and I make weird facial expressions, which all are true in my opinion, but I don't care anymore because I have too many stories and things to share with other people, aka you, and I want to see other people grow and be successful in their own, their own definition of successful. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help bring out the inner magic you have always had, but forgot about.